As global tensions rise, Russia once again shows its teeth. From deep within secret military labs, a weapon emerges, one that could rewrite every rule of modern warfare. A missile that can fly for days, travel unlimited distances, and is powered by a miniature nuclear reactor. Its name, Burevestnik. And for the West and NATO, this is a nightmare that just became real. The 9M730 Burevestnik, known by NATO as SSC-X-9, Skyfall, is one of the most dangerous experimental weapons ever created by Russia. In Russian, Burevestnik means storm petrel, a bird that soars through lightning and thunder without fear. A fitting name, since this missile was built to cut through modern air defenses undetected. Russia claims Burevestnik can strike any target, anywhere in the world, from any direction. Powered by a compact nuclear engine, it can circle the globe for hours, waiting for launch orders, then strike without warning. Modern air defense systems like Aegis, DIAID, and Patriot were designed to intercept missiles that follow predictable flight paths. But Burevestnik doesn't play by those rules. It can fly extremely low, shift direction mid-flight, and even attack from the South Pole, an area most Western radars don't even monitor. That's why NATO knows one thing for sure. There's no such thing as a safe zone anymore. Not in Europe, not in America, and not across any ocean. This is the kind of weapon that turns the idea of total protection into a complete illusion. The terrifying power of Burevestnik comes from its miniature nuclear reactor hidden inside the missile body. Instead of using conventional fuel, the reactor heats incoming air to create thrust, giving the missile virtually unlimited endurance. In its latest reported test, in October 2025, Moscow claimed the missile flew over 14,000 kilometers and stayed airborne for 15 hours nonstop. If true, Burevestnik would break every record for missile range ever achieved in history. When President Vladimir Putin first announced the Burevestnik project back in 2018, the world laughed it off as propaganda. Western analysts dismissed it as impossible. But a few years later, after multiple test reports and footage leaks, no one's laughing anymore. Russia has proven it can still develop technology that keeps the West on edge. Despite its military brilliance, Burevestnik also carries a horrifying risk. Western media has nicknamed it the Flying Chernobyl because of the potential danger it poses to the environment and human life. Some reports claimed a failed test in 2019 caused a radiation leak in northern Russia. But the Kremlin insists the system is now safe and already moving toward full operational readiness. For NATO commanders, the challenge is almost impossible. How do you stop a missile that's unpredictable, untraceable, and can fly around the world? The defense shields built over decades might suddenly be obsolete. Air defense systems that once felt impenetrable could now be meaningless. In Pentagon briefings and NATO strategy rooms, new defense plans are being drawn up. Because this weapon isn't just a tool of war, it's a tool of psychological warfare, a direct message from Moscow. Russia still has the power to punch through any Western defense. For decades, nuclear stability has relied on one simple principle: predictability. Every side knew where missiles could come from, and roughly when. But Burevestnik destroys that sense of control. It brings a new element to nuclear politics: total unpredictability. And that, more than its explosive power, is what makes it truly dangerous. Because when the enemy doesn't know when to prepare, fear itself becomes the weapon. Whether Burevestnik is fully combat ready or still in testing, one thing is undeniable. Russia has opened a new chapter in the global arms race. Modern warfare is no longer just about speed or destructive force. It's about endurance, stealth, and psychological impact. NATO must now rethink its entire satellite and radar networks, or risk falling behind. Meanwhile, Russia seems to have taken the next leap forward. If Burevestnik truly enters active service, it will erase the boundaries of continents and oceans. It's not just a missile, it's a shadow of death that could strike from anywhere, at any time. No one knows how many have been built or how close Russia is to deployment. But one thing's certain, Burevestnik has already achieved its first mission, to make the world uneasy and NATO anxious. The Stormbird has taken flight, and since that moment, the skies have never been the same.